Hello all. So today I'm talking about a Dodge with the P0431 code, what it is and how you go about fixing it. So what is the Dodge P0431 code? Well, it's a warm-up catalyst efficiency below threshold. And what does this mean? Well, basically the catalytic converter is supposed to be running at least 95% efficiency, and if it drops below this, then the onboard computer will pick it up, and so it's seeing this, and so it's throwing out an error code. And while this error code could be possibly a bad catalytic converter, there's some other things to check first. Mainly the O2 sensors, the oxygen sensors. There'll be two of them. There'll be an upstream and a downstream sensors. And if these go bad, then the onboard computer is going to get bad data. So it might think there's a problem, but there's not a problem since one of these oxygen sensors have gone bad. And so they should be tested or replaced. And one thing to keep in mind is that bad connections, a bad harness where this plugs in at, if there's a problem with that, or there's a problem with open or short or anything like this, it could cause the same symptoms as a bad sensor. So be sure to check the wiring going to it. Be sure it's plugged in good. There's no opens or shorts or anything like this, because bad wiring could cause the same symptoms as a bad sensor. So if you've gone through and you tested the sensors or you replaced them, and so you know that's not the problem, you check the wiring, then the next thing is that the catalytic converter probably is either clogged up or it's gone bad. And there's two things you can do. You can either replace the catalytic converter, or you can try to run some cleaner through it, something like CataClean. This is one popular brand. I'll put links down below for everything I'm looking at here. There's other types, and what you do is that you put this in the gas. It's a gas additive. You take the vehicle out on the freeway, you drive it for like 15, 20 miles, you really rev up the engine, and hopefully you can blow out any buildup inside the catalytic converter. And this does work mainly on vehicles that have been city driven, since they don't really get revved up and they can get buildup inside the catalytic converter. If you have a vehicle that's been driven on the freeway all the time or things like this, it's probably best just to go replace the catalytic converter at this point. This probably won't work for you. But it is something to try before you go through the hassle of changing out a catalytic converter. And sometimes you get some more mileage out of it. So that's often the first thing you could try after the O2 sensors. So if you've done that, if you tested the O2 sensors or you replaced them, you know the wiring's good going to them, you try to run some kind of cleaner through the vehicle to try to blow out the catalytic converter, and the air code just won't clear, it won't stay off, it won't go away, then very likely you have a bad catalytic converter and it's going to need to be replaced. And while these are straightforward to replace, since they usually just have bolts on either side and you bolt in a new one, they can be a hassle since the bolts can become rusted up. And they can become difficult to remove. So it'll vary on vehicle how much corrosion and stuff is going on. But in some cases, they can be kind of a pain to remove. It'll vary from car to car. But basically at this point, very likely, you're going to have to change out that catalytic converter. And so that's basically it. I just wanted to give a real quick brief overview of how you go about fixing a Dodge with the P0431 code. If you have anything to add, please comment down below. If you have any questions, ask me and I'll try to answer them. If this video helps you, please click like, please click subscribe, and have a good day.